Morphling's gonna be like, dude, this is my jungle. Yo, KP is really.
No, but
he's coming up with some great ideas. It seems like.
I mean, he's very pleased with it himself, for sure.
He's just like, getting ready to do space.
Yeah,
I'm ready to run down lanes. Gotta shake my hands off right now. Make space for my Morphling.
A page out of the Beast Coast book?
Oh, an off-lane ancient apparition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
JTAA.
that's definitely possible. I mean, I think it's an excellent pick here too. It's also good versus a Baden as well as a Morphling too.
Or an emo AA mid.
I could absolutely see that happening as well. Yeah. I think TNC could still throw a little bit of a switcheroo here, even though it's probably KP playing the Abaddon. They could switch to see who's playing that one. We saw what? I saw an Abaddon 4 position or 5 position.
Yeah, March
right?
played Abaddon one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think they could still switch it up a little bit here too.
Also, last time we saw with position 3 AA, we saw the Tiny. You know, you get the instant burst. That was actually against IG as well, so they felt that. Which other heroes next to Tiny would be able to basically burst Morph down like that with the AA blast? Is there only a couple heroes, or is there so many heroes that can do that burst damage that there's a lot of options for IG here?
There's a good amount of burst. It's just it's the mid hero. Well, we're assuming it's the mid hero for emo, so.
How would you feel about playing Storm into the TNC lineup?
Looks pretty okay.
Okay.
I mean, there's a Disruptor and Shaker, and I guess Morphling that turns into a Shaker, but...
They ban out OD.
On the bright side, still do something like Invoker. Then they have the double global. They have the AA plus the Invoker, and the Lion can set up for kills on the side with Chrono as well.
Yeah.
I could see emo doing an Invoker this game. If it's not AA mid or whatever.
Right.
So,
TNC has got last pick, so they could have something in mind that's gonna blow us out of the water.
Yeah.
Or blow IG out of the water even.
5 seconds remaining.
If you're IG, you're just looking to ban a mid laner. I'm imagining.
I'd say ban Comfort Armel hero that can set a high tempo.
Yeah. Which
is left.
you'd think it would be TA, but...
I wouldn't...
I mean,
if I was
it still
IG
might just be the TA, honestly, so...
But if I was IG, I would be okay with the TA.
I would be okay with the TA if I was IG, yeah.
I'd rather ban out... Mm,
yeah, name some Armel heroes for me.
Puck.
Puck was one I was thinking that they might, but there's a Lion. You don't want to pick Puck for Armel.
No. Is Ember still in?
Ember's still in, which it could be also be a possibility for emo.
Yeah. Oh, she just got super caught.
She got ganked by the camera.
They banned the Ember.
Yeah.
I like that ban actually quite a bit. I think that was a really good one.
Razor's still in as well. It's not really your Armel hero. I would actually be sad if that was it, because they put a lot of effort into, or Armel will have to put a lot of effort into setting the tempo, and Razor's not that type of hero.
Come on, do AA mid.
They
actually just do the Tiny anyway, so that might just be the mid Tiny then.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Really
I think they saw it in Beast Coast, almost beat them. And
they were like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is pretty good, guys. I like these guys.
We can do this, yeah.
It's very aggressive as well, and I think it's the active playmaker. I wanted an active playmaker for emo. And that's it. I think Invoker was just way too greedy, actually, when I think back in hindsight. So having this one, he can actually just look to make moves, make space for that Void.
Get global kills with the Ancient Apparition with JT.
Now, what's going to be the pick here for Armel? Versus a Tiny.
I mean, you have 0 time, pretty much.
Yeah, they've got 10 seconds.
What does well against Tiny? Mid.
Doesn't matter. They're going to pick TA anyway. They pick TA in anything.
No,
they do the puck anyway. That was the one we were kind of thinking that they would do. But into the Lion, that makes the game quite a bit harder for Puck.
Yeah, the Lion Sinister Gaze is instant also.
Sinister Gaze is also instant as well, yeah.
You're okay against Avalanche, I suppose. And I don't know, you're not that great against Chrono.
Lane is pretty okay, though, for Puck versus Tiny.
Yeah.
You have high base damage versus 0 armor.
So for TNC, it really is the case. Can Armel not just win his lane, but crush his lane and then set a tempo?
He needs to just be really fast-paced making moves, right? Because what we saw last time is, like, KP's just going to, I mean, I don't think it'll be the case exactly this time, but he's just going to be, like, dying a lot, trying to make space for it. So they need somebody to set up for some kills. But I'm concerned about their damage a bit.
Well, at least it is March on the Shaker.
Oh, yeah, it is 5 Shaker.
Yeah.
So then, when does he get max level enchant? It's going to be like 20, 25 minutes or something like that by the time it's maxed.
Definitely going to be pretty late, yeah. It does take a while for the morph to get that like superpower. You know, level 18 is the one where you're infinitely morphed up.
True.
So.
And this morph is definitely going to have a very, very mean lane. Ancient Apparition and
Kaka probably.
Lion? An AA Lion lane. That seems infuriating to go against.
Kevin's roof is falling apart by the way.
Oh, no!
No, sagging. The bacon Twizzler solar panel is falling off.
No, the solar panel.
Wait, I can fix it.
So I think, oh, he's not going to eat that now, though. You touched it with your hand.
Was he going to eat
Was
it?
he going
said
to?
he was going to.
No, he wasn't.
That was a bluff.
It was a bluff.
he gave us a maybe. So, oof. I don't know. TNC's they're running it back. At least this time, though, they have the puck instead of the TA as this like active playmaker. So I think it's a better chance in this one than I thought yesterday when they picked the Earthshaker Morphling. But I really liked the core AA that we saw Beast Coast. Even though they lost that game, I was a big fan of the way they played around it, and I think Void has been reigning supreme.
All right.
I went to bat for Morph Shaker in like 3 games back to back.
Yes.
Because the internet told me it was really good, and then it lost 3 games back to back.
Will you believe
so
the
let's
internet?
go for 4.
Yes.
It's the Morph Shaker. Of course it's going to win.
All right. It's all about setting tempos. Who can set the highest tempo, and will that Morph Shaker be able to dominate the game, to come online at all in this game? Let's find out. First game of the day. It is LD and Gods.
That's right, Shiver. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Sunday here for the first DPC major of the 2019-2020 season. TNC, a multinational task force now, perhaps the last hope for the North American Dota fans, Gods, as well as the Australian Dota fans, and of course the pride of the Philippines facing the underdogs. IG coming in from the minor. Hell of a Cinderella story. Does it end here, or do they take it to the grand finals and make it an all-Chinese affair?
It should be a fantastic final day, whichever way it goes. I got to say, these two teams coming in, TNC lose a bit of their momentum, dropping down from the upper bracket, whereas IG have just been tearing their way through this lower bracket. It's kind of a question of who can stop them. Once they had that crazy Game 3 comeback against Beast Coast, it just feels like nothing can stop them right now.
And 2 teams that you just don't know what to expect. Will IG be that super balls to the wall, perfectly treading the line of aggression? Well, we're about to find out, guys. The teams have entered the fields of Dota. It's time. Your lower bracket finals with Big Boss Vici Gaming chilling comfortably in the grand finals.
A fantastic top 3. I think at least 2 of these teams were expected to be here, perhaps EG instead of IG. EG finishing in 4th place, but a fantastic lineup of games here, regardless of who goes on to face Vici Gaming.
And IG earned their spot here. They had to take down an EG who beat them in the group stage, 2-0, very convincingly. They looked a little lost, but, man, they have put it together, and they showed that they deserve to be here now, not EG.
They had to earn their spot all the way through the minor, too. They've had the long, long road. They came out here to LA. They were joining us in this studio before making their way back to China. And here they are. The hard work has paid off.
It's relatively standard start here, I guess, for the Morph Shaker playing defensively, but we are going to see this AA tri-lane. That's a bit unusual.
Triple range support lane. This is like 3-5 positions all laning together. At least traditionally these would be considered 5 positions.
Oh, they're giving March a hard time here. Bunch of auto attacks from IG. But Kaka also taking a lot of damage. So it does leave us with 2 1v1s, Gods. Assuming there's not a ton of kills here bottom. How do you feel about these 1v1 matchups?
I really like the ABBA against the Void. He should have a very good time. Already big CS advantage with the Wave pushing under Void's tower. Void should hopefully recover with some CS here. Mid lane, Puck Tiny, I'd expect it to be somewhat even-ish. Maybe ever so slightly Puck favored with the harass, but I don't think either player is going to come out with a big win there.
The pressure now on Tim's, but JT, he was focusing the Morphling. Doesn't have a chilling touch for some time, so won't be able to get the kill. But yeah, this is not going to be the same story for KP as that other game where he was just desperately feeding down lanes to, try and stall the game a little bit. With this kind of start, probably not going to be feeding. He may be diving and creating space.
Yeah, he's got himself a game. He does find a support up here now, so his free lane is not what it once was with Lich rocking up to the top lane, but this at least gives you the, the peace of mind that Morphling's going to have a better lane now that there's only 2 heroes down bottom.
And we'll see if TNC make their own rotation. Kaka did snag a double damage rune.
It's Tiny very low in the mid lane.
Oh, Argyle's going for it.
Oh, he got the uphill miss.
If he hits that, he maybe dies, but the orb was kind of off to the side.
Yeah, I don't think you wanted to jaunt that direction. Emo was pretty well positioned to not go down.
So 10 and 6 on the puck. This time he might. He phase shifts through the avalanche. Emo does have the chuck, though. Gotta respect that.
The important thing is if you do commit pretty hard for the kill, you can't afford to get too low on health and have Tiny TP back in the lane and you can't play the lane. That's where you often see these mids, after they get a solo kill, they suicide to the tower because you need to maintain your dominance. And right now, he's shutting down the Tiny's ability to last hit by just keeping him low health. So this is almost just as good as getting that kill. He is going in mid. He's jaunted in with the Waiting Rift. Gets the first blood. Armel.
What a snag.
I mean, that was
Tips coming out.
A good play, but nothing crazy. I feel like Tiny should have seen that one coming.
He was sitting low. There was at least 2, false starts there from the puck, just threatening. And Emo, always a confident and aggressive player, not respecting it. Meanwhile, this top lane, look at KP. They've rotated the ledge top. He's 18 and 1. He is free farming against the dual lane.
Yep.
Having his way with this. Already level 4, so he's looking good. Gabby doing pretty well considering they started with the tri lane. He's 15 and 4 on the morph lane, so things are going quite nicely.
Yeah. Small TNC favored lane stage so far, particularly with that first blood, but Tim's in some trouble here.
Nice fissure to protect Tim's. Looks like he should make it back to safety.
He's just probably hoping to throw a few more nukes out before heading back to base or suiciding somewhere on the map. KP himself got very low and had to back out of his lane.
So the core AA, we saw it pretty effective early to mid-game the last time it was picked, as they are going to glimpse him. Don't have the waveform yet, but March is coming in, can just look for some body blocks. Kinetic field comes through. Nicely played by Tims, and that will secure a kill to Gabby. Well, I was going to ask you how you think this core AA is going to fare, but already a rougher start here than what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, it worked amazingly well in that one game, but I'm still not sold on the concept of core AA, particularly with this dual lane or tri lane. Like, yeah, A line, you've got these dual range harass, but you don't really have anyone to front line.
Good Tims just dragging JT around, ring around the Rosie here, but we'll end up going down before the bounty runes spawn. Looks like March probably secures this other one.
Yeah. My main worry is they've kind of got 3 support-ish heroes. Ooh. Tiny getting low, but that don't actually make plays that well. Like this AA as a 3 doesn't make plays. Lion needs like a blink dagger before he can make moves. So
the carries make plays.
Yeah, they're very reliant on Emo this game to get anything done. So Emo needs to have a good game. He's already off to a rough start in mid. He's fallen back to the jungle. His blink timing is going to be crucial for this IG team. I personally favor TNC's draft here.
So that was, I believe, 4 bounty runes or 3 bounty runes for the Radiant. So nice job by them. And KP did opt for the bottle in the offlane of Baden. I thought it was common pickup. He is getting bashed here. They're chasing him out. It's a level 5 Void. Not quite enough damage for the kill, but you see the potential is there. Has to respect this fly hero as he gets the chrono. He's got the shield up. He's under tower. A fresh shield pulling down.
Oh,
no, can't get the suicide off.
Very well-timed bash by Fly. He's like, you're not getting any suicides here, KP. I watched your games yesterday.
Just prayed to the frog, and his prayers were answered. Benevolent dictator for now. We'll see how he's feeling after the patch is released and Reddit is on fire.
Oh, man. That's always a fun one.
Bottom lane, JT. They're setting up with the fissure, kinetic field, and a kill, and again to Gabby. So Morphlane having an easier time of it than some of these recent games we've seen where he has struggled in the lanes and mid. On to Armel. Good rotation by Kanka, but I don't think they have the damage for this orb, and will jaunt away.
Yeah, Armel having a fantastic start in this mid lane. CSing well, playing it well. He TP's up top. He's looking for a play or a kill here. What's he up to?
They're going to see creeps running into the tower, nobody hitting them. They also have a ward.
Yeah, they'll spot him in a moment.
Can they get Fly? He's seen this, and he will time walk out.
KP got bashed right before he got the 4th hit silence on Void. Otherwise, that could have been close to a kill. And now Armel knows. He's been scattered. Range creep hits him. They know what's up. Armel knows what's up.
But they like giving Tims a little more space, because Tims is just sitting mid on the Disruptor, getting that early farm. as they will commit with the coil on the Fly. Gonna die for this one.
I like
Orb
this.
coming through. They're pressuring the Void. I don't know if they're going to kill him. Now they turn back for Ali. That is a much easier kill.
With this
Still the
arcane
chase.
rune.
A follow-up orb. And Fly's actually dead. TNC pull it off.
Yeah, he just stayed up here. He got scouted and he's like, whatever, I'll just stick around, wait to see what happens. Arcane Rune Puck, insanely powerful with his low cooldown, low mana cost nukes there. And he wanted to give mid lane to Tims anyway, so Tims could get a few more levels as well as some farm. His 4-position disruptor has been so impactful when he's got that fast ag, so they're prioritizing that. Gabby did die while all that was happening though, so not the best result there.
It does have a couple kills at least, as he is going to transform into the Lion. Gets off a nice stun with the Fissure follow-up. JT's going down. They do lose March, but it's just a support shaker. And they're going to get the tower top, so TNC got to give them the advantage for these last few minutes. Couple kills on Morphling, take a tower, get your disruptor his levels. Things are looking up.
Yeah, top 3 net worth all on their side. It's just kind of the supports who are kind of not having a great start, but Tims is, you know, he's changing that up in this mid lane. So TNC got to feel good about this first 8 minutes of the game. KP having his free lane, Puck already winning his lane and then making a move to get a double kill. Can't really ask for more from your Puck, who, you know, could theoretically have a tough game if you don't get some of these fast items up or go off to a good start. Playing against the Lion, Hex, the Sinister Gaze, these instant disables could be very problematic for Puck's game.
So they are going to get Ice Blast pretty soon. Can they make something happen against Gabby once that's skilled? We saw a lot of Ice Blast kills early on Morphling in this Morphling AA matchup last time around. But hold that thought. They found Kaka, and despite a nice stun, they will kill the Kaka.
I think if they want to use it, they need Chronosphere probably as a setup. And speaking of Chronosphere, they go and have a top.
With Emo here, probably get the kill. But for me, the real question is, what does TNC do now, knowing this Chrono's on cooldown for 2 minutes? Because last time, they came top, they killed Fly, and they took his tower.
Yeah, they've got 3 heroes down bottom, but I think it might be hard for them to achieve anything. Pushing into Ice Blast at this stage is a bit spooky. Lion, not quite level 6 himself, but 10 minutes is approaching. So the second that 10-minute mark hits, it's going to be Tome of Experience coming to play, level 6 Lion. I think if you're TNC, you're thinking, let's try and secure some bounty runes with Chrono down. That's one hero they can't fight with.
Looking for Ali mid. Here's the orb forward. Tim's only the level 1 glimpse. He is going for that farming build with the Thunderstrike level 3 as they try to snag a couple of bounty runes here. And they will end up getting 3, it looks.
I think... Okay, Armo got that. Gotcha.
So Fly got the one top.
Yep. I was wondering if they got... They tried to deny the one at bottom IG, but they could not quite achieve that. So, yep, 3 for 1. Morphling top the net worth. Puck right behind. TNC still very happy with where things are at. We've seen mostly this Morph Shaker struggle. It's lost 3 games in a row as an opening 2 picks because of bad laning stages and bad early games. But TNC doing well in the laning stage with the Morph Shaker. That's got to be very concerning when it comes to IG as far as how they're going to fare this game. They are rushing the blink on Emo. I think they've recognized, you know, we have this 3-position AA. What the hell are we going to do? How do we stop this Morphling from taking over the game? We need a playmaker, and it's got to be Tiny.
Yeah, you can't wait for Chrono cooldowns. That is way too long.
Yeah. He's not even upgrading his boots, so very selfless play from Emo. It's kind of all-in-ish. But
They've got Finger of Death as well, but it's
okay.
going to be tough to go on the Morph. They can maybe take a support. They're going to try. Winding their way through the trees. Kaka digging deep for this. But look at the positioning from Gabby. He is scared, and he is respecting the gank.
Yeah, he has an idea of where they could be and is using his teammates as meat shields. March is kind of in a position to spot this smoke and pop it. There we go.
Kaka diving in deep for this. He's going to tank a fissure. They keep on going. Looks for the stun around the trees, but Gabby has slithered away to safety.
Great positioning from both Gabby and March there. Gabby staying away from those dangerous trees on the right side. March popping the smoke. Tims does only have level 1 glimpse here. Can't get the kill on Emo. And his Blink Dagger coming out on Korea.
This is a farmed disruptor, or at least trying to get there. The most farm support in the game by a decent margin. And now they bring KP in mid. Looks like he's going to take a tower. What is IG going to do? They're just waiting on that blink, I suppose. As the Veil has been picked up. Coil comes through. The stun is there, though, locking him down, and from the rear comes Emo with that big stick. He's got the blink now, and he should be able to secure the Tim's kill. The Chrono on the backside, catching out Armel. This puck would be huge if they can just finish him off. They need a little more damage. They get it. And IG find 3. If we exchange for 1, make it 4. Chucking KP right back. Borrow time is ready. He's got the cloak. Heroes coming back into the mid lane, but they might just be losing more heroes. March, everyone's so low, but he doesn't have Echo Slam yet. Fly should be able to just walk away. They will all get out safely, it appears. Well, DD up on the Morph lane, but just going to use it to jungle.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate time for TNC to go for that smoke play. It was right as Tiny picked up his Blink Dagger and Shrine to get himself to full health. And on top of that, the initiation was not a great one. The Fissure blocked him on the wrong side, so Puck missed his orb and still jaunted in, going for the Lion kill. And it was perhaps, I think, a kill they should have just not gone for at that point. Once that Fissure is on the wrong side and you miss your orb damage, he should have just been happy to back off. But a great Tiny Blink reveal comboed with a Lich Chain Frost, and IG make a good first mark on this game.
And they can go again. You know, Chrono is down, but Emo, this guy can gank constantly, and the Ice Blast is up in 5 seconds. So will they keep the pressure up? We'll have to see.
They absolutely should. I'd expect Emo to go where his teammates are, like TP down bottom perhaps. Try and keep making some plays. Void is going to want to farm. Whenever Chrono's down, he has no interest in fighting. He's got the Midas.
And it's AA going for 1, too. So we're going to see double Midas here. JT wants to scale into the late game. Get that Ags, I imagine.
Yeah, a little bit on the greedy side, but we'll see if TNC are able to punish this. You're playing against Morph Shaker. It is a kind of slower paced strategy where you might be able to go for these greedier items like the Midases.
So Hasterin now spawned bottom. See who snags this one for TNC. It will be KP. The double bottle.
Yep.
Stealing good old Puck's runes, but he's got a hood already. So they're getting a pipe to deal with this Ice Blast and the AoE nukes.
This is
should be a pretty fast pipe.
Yeah. It's good against all these heroes. Like, even Void has some magical damage with the time lock, but basically all 4 of the other heroes are very heavy on the magic damage. It's an amazing hood/pipe game. Would expect to see even maybe some Glimmer Capes coming out from these supports if they can get... Yeah, Disruptor, Tim's is like not even rushing his Ags, which he normally does. He has a Glimmer Cape as his first item pickup because of how heavy they are on the magic damage.
So we're not going to see like the straight out Ags rush from Gabby Gods. That was something a couple Morphlings have felt like pressured to just get involved early. But he does grab the Yasha and the Morbid Mask first, so definitely the better economical build.
Yeah, the Ags, you get it theoretically too early is the problem. Like, you need realistically to have level 15 with the bonus morph duration and level 2 ultimate. If not that, you really want level 18. So if you get the Ags too early, it's like you don't really come online with it. You come online with your levels.
Right now, Shaker has a level 1 enchant totem.
Oh, quick reaction from Gabby.
So a level 1 enchant totem, Shaker, not very scary.
No. Yeah, and with the 5-position Shaker, it takes even longer for the combo to come online. But when it does, of course, it will be insanely powerful.
In the meanwhile, gets a free ward. Very nice, as Fly was having a fish. Not able
Top
to
lane?
find him yet. Oh, there they go. Yeah. They lop the finger, and they will end up getting the kill in the puck.
Yeah,
the blink was just cooling down.
And Fly didn't even need a chrono. He just blinked in with a time dilation, and Puck just kind of got trapped there. 3 heroes around him all of a sudden. Lion winning a finger, gets some Finger of Death kill damage.
This is freedom, though, for KP. Rather than feeding down lanes, he's just pushing down lanes. Gets the debuff on the tower, and this will likely be the 3rd tower he has claimed this game, unless we see a big rotation from IG right about now. It's been a one-man siege army so far.
It really depends. These other heroes do have some TPs, it looks like.
Well, it's going down one way or another. Even committing the hood for it, he's all in. And he will get it. Borrow time now into the Chronosphere. Ice Blast thrown in as well. No healing for you, sir, but it's a big commitment. And meanwhile, top, Ali has fallen as the trade.
Yep. It's like okay for KP. The dying for the tier 1 tower not being denied is probably overall like a slight economic win for TNC. And when you're playing a slower game, it's not like it necessarily gets punished that you die. Like, this tier 1 bottom tower likely going to go down regardless of him dying or not there. So I think in terms of where things stand, it's worth getting that gold for your team.
Midas was picked up previously on JT, now has a point booster. So we're looking at a pretty farmed offlane AA. He did take the GPM talent, as you normally see. The double Midas strat from IG, trying to take it later against TNC.
Yeah, usually you see double Midas and you want to be seeing the other team play super aggressive and punish the fact that they've basically got 4,000 gold. It's, you know, like 15% of their team net worth is in these Midases, which don't offer anything in a team fight. I've avoided some attack speed, which is damage, but TNC's draft doesn't punish it.
Bottom lane, Ice Blast with an Ava toss onto KP. Borrow time committed, but not healing up as the Sinister Gaze pulls him back in, and another death. That one more costly because it might mean the tower going down. Let's see if IG want to commit for this. They have shown a hero mid. March getting caught out there as well. Kaka there with the chainstone with JT. Very active plays by IG. They may have gone double Midas, but they're playing like they've gone for a bunch of Blink Daggers and Dagons. Just hyper aggressive all around the map.
Yeah. I think TNC are going too all in on this idea of let's just die to create space for these other heroes. Bottom lane Void could be in some trouble against Static Storm.
It might just be turning into let's just die, but maybe not this time. They've got the Veil ambush. They will punish Fly. Very overextended, not respecting that nuke damage. And Tim's, I think that was the Glimmer Cape debut that allowed him to sneak in. As the Ice Blast comes through, he's even got the raindrops here, and he should be just fine. Oh, Ollie's chasing though. He's dropped a ward.
He wanted to throw a Chain Frost maybe. With a double nuke could have perhaps got that kill, but raindrops he would have actually survived through it, plus Tranquil Boots regen.
They're really itemizing against nuke damage. That Glimmer Cape early on Tim's, I mean, not necessarily like an every game disruptor item. They obviously are getting the hood as well. So everybody trying to survive because it is mostly nukes.
Yep. And we'll see what TNC look to do. Their lead was like 3 to 4K and is being lost ever so slightly here, but the two cores they've got maintaining their pole positions as far as net worth goes, and that's kind of the key thing. Keep Morphling and keep Puck on top of the net worth charts.
By the way, Emo went bots. Now, Puck, I guess a little less surprisingly, has also gone bots. So everybody wants to be mobile here. Speaking of, they found Tim's.
There's the mobility and the Blink Dagger of Kaka.
Glimmer Cape ain't gonna save you this time, Bubba.
This bot's on Tiny Axe, I love it. It's so good for this game because IG's job for the next 5 minutes or so is just to keep hunting for kills, and this tiny bot allows him to be anywhere on the map helping his team secure and set up some kills.
Looks like a 2 for 2 this time as Fly will grab both bottom.
Yeah, both teams were kind of in the top lane, which meant Void able to solo pick up those bottom runes.
And IG are closing this net worth gap. Obviously, they do have the 2 Midases.
Morphling about to hit level 15 and has the Ag Scepter. Shaker, 2 points in totem, is going down bottom lane. Emo's boots have traveled in once again. He's going to drop an Echo
Maybe not. Here comes Armel with the Veil, with the turnaround throughout the coil as well. Can they save Emo? They don't have a tier 1. He is far overextended. Now the Fissure. March looking for the turnaround, and now Disruptor reeling him back in. The Ice Blast comes through. Might be able to bring down the Puck. Not quite enough to shatter him with that Glimmer Cape. So he will survive, and again, it's an Arcane Rune on the Puck.
Yeah, these bots are such an impactful item. Shaker almost getting picked up because of it, then Puck able to turn around his boot to travel with one of his own. Such a strong item in the current patch.
Well, as you mentioned, Gabby now level 15. But it feels like it might be level 18 this game. The Chant Totem is level 3 now, so it's getting there.
Yeah, he's happy enough with the level 3 tome, I'd say, but we'll see if he's going to keep on farming. You're in no rush if you're TNC. Your lineup definitely stays fairly strong. You just don't want to get picked off too much because IG now, it's just a 1k gold lead, so kill after kill has somewhat been going IG's way up until that tiny death there. And the double minus GPM is really kicking in with these AA gold per minute talent as well.
Good stuff. Well, this might not be good though. Armel, he's been hexed. Now Sinister Gaze, but the interruption comes through with the Fissure. Static Storm catching out Kaka. They're going to lose their Lion for this. Ollie, will he make it out? Just barely. But now Morphs joined the fray, and they just smoked. I think all these heroes rotating and was scouted by that ward. Maybe not Gabby, but he's now shown himself on the lane. The rest of the team, though, sweeping towards mid. Invis Rune to go with the DD, grabbed by KP. Do they actually make a gank happen? All the while, Emo was split pushing bot, and IG a little bit of keep away for them.
Yeah, they've got the Puck who could deal with this. He can always TP around the map very easily with his bots, so it looks like he's going to just push out this bottom lane. No attempt at Roshan. There was a dire scan. It feels like if Morphling picked up that DD, they may have been able to go for it, but at the same time, very risky. You're playing against Ice Blast, the Chronosphere, tiny blink initiation. Not an easy game to go for that Roshan without perfect vision on your opponents. Something TNC's been really good about. They're just littering this map with observers and sentries.
Oh, gods, we've got a pretty calm mid-game here, 23 minutes in. How do you feel it's developed? Like, is either team pulled ahead in terms of the strategic layout of the match, or is this anybody's game right now?
It's still anybody's game, but I think TNC overall just still have that slight strategic edge because we haven't seen the ES Morphling, well, really just the Morphling, have a bad start. All these Morphling losses have come from a bad early game, and I feel like Gabby just thinks he's probably unkillable this game. Even with Ice Blast in the playing field, the way Morph works, where you can turn into this Shaker and be full health again, it doesn't really feel like AA is quite the counter he used to be against Morphling.
They do have a Hex with a Blink, so maybe they can catch him, but if he's playing smart and safe, it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool tools on both sides to make these team fights interesting. The Static Storm, you've got a Shaker, 5-position Shaker. If he ever gets a Blink Dagger, God help IG, although right now he's just doing some Bracer gaming. I don't think March is really eyeing off a Blink anytime soon.
Bottom lane, Kaka, they've caught him out with the Static Storm, reel him back in, zap him. Armel with the taser takedown, and now Ali also on the run. They do have the coil they could potentially chase, but no vision. And when it's just this split push game, it seems like Tim's is having a very free time of it, gods. 3, 3, and 5. He's been involved in 8 kills.
Oh, yeah. And he's farming, pushing out waves. He's got 55 last hits with his max Thunderstrike build that he likes to go for, but he has been the one who will punish the split push of IG. He's first to TP in, he looks for that glimpse setup, and then a second hero to back him up usually swoops on in.
KP, so aggressive here. Has the locked hood, so he can potentially get that double magic barrier up. But IG are camping him out. Looks like they want to commit for this. Sending the whole gang in, but KP has retreated.
They just got BKB on board.
Fly wants to go, and a quick glimpse away. Doesn't want to waste his BKB on that. Yeah. So that puts an end to the initial aggression, but here comes round 2.
Fly. It's like, what can I Midas? I need a Midas something. There we go.
Can Tim's TP out? They're hunting for him.
Yep.
And he will be gone.
Morphling BKB online as well, so all this magic damage, the AI Plus, not going to be quite as potent as far as dealing with Gabby's Morphling now. Level 18 has been hit. So
smoked by IG. They really want to make something happen with this BKB.
Do they know they're in Roshan, though? This is a bold play from TNC. It looks like they're going to get cold feet, though.
Ha, I see what you did there. Fly's moving in. IG are starting to close. They get the Hex off on a bat, and they need a good chrono, though. The Fissure's going to make it tough. Fly still not popping that BKB. Time dilation comes through. They're going to Yules him and just stun him for days. He grabs a haste, though. This could be the answer. Time walk in again. Chrono, though, only catching out 1 here. I don't know if that's good enough. Disruptor,
he's still alive.
Glimmer. They got to finish him. They got to finish him, and they can't. Now the BKB chasing forward onto March. He will get the Earthshaker kill at least. Instant buyback though, and that's a 5-position Earthshaker. That's just not good enough. Morphling, meanwhile, starting to clean up here. He's found 1. He gets off a Fissure looking for more. Now the chase, and he connects. Nails that Tiny. Can he finish him? Emo backing away. Another Enchant Totem. Fissure coming through from the buyback. And that is another kill. So a core down, a BKB blown by the Void, and right back into the Roche pit for TNC.
Yeah. That was the full 10-second BKB too. He needed every second of it because it just felt like the second his BKB wore off, TNC were ready to burst him down. I can't believe Tim survived as long as he did. KP on the outside, throwing miscoils, using the pipe to block some damage. And then right as the chrono ended, he glimmers himself to stay alive.
And there's just not that much right-click right now.
Yeah.
You know, even the Void you mentioned, there's the magic damage from the time lock, it's the Maelstrom. He's mostly magic damage too.
That's Roshan, that's Aegis for Gabby. His Morphling looking to carry this game. A great job sidestepping, getting out of the pit when the Ice Blast flew in, so it was just the puck getting hit by it. And he makes sure that Roche goes without any kind of a hiccup.
Well, despite the Morph Shaker getting trashed yesterday several times over the course of the last few picks of it, TNC, you gotta admire them sticking to their style, just making a few adjustments at the start of the draft with that Lena ban early and going right back to the well for what's worked for them thus far.
Yeah, a lot of teams would maybe be reconsidering and pushed away from one of their best strats after it loses like it did yesterday, but TNC not afraid to bust it out. Makes such a big difference when in the terms of the grand scheme of things in a best of 3, because you lose with it, you're going to lose confidence in picking a game 2. You win with it, suddenly IG's like, oh, I guess we just got to ban it.
And then the draft may open up for some other sort of cheese or, you know, next level strat.
You know, their Chen, their Alchemist, that TNC have a lot of strats that are just so good in the current meta that teams haven't really figured out how to beat.
Kaka been scouted out, and that's all they need for Tims to reel him back in with the Veil, the Silence. There's the kill, and they might get Ollie as well.
Yep, got the coil down.
Oh, they did. So that's 2 dead. The supports. Meanwhile, top lane, they're diving onto this Tiny. They've caught Emo out. Can they bring him down in time? The Enchant Totem, you betcha. TNC make it 3.
That's a DD morph.
This is turning into a very difficult game for Invictus Gaming.
Yeah.
Playing from behind versus a Morph
JT?
Shaker versus
JT
a
might be dead
Disruptor.
here.
They may lose a 4th. Quick commitment here, and he is deleted. That's a dominating streak. All of it to the Morph Machine. Towers are going to start melting. They don't have this AA for 40 seconds. That might mean TNC just go high ground here. I don't know if IG can defend this. They need that Ice Blast to even have a chance.
Yeah. Gabby is slow in mana. It makes life a little bit perhaps easier for them, but can still morph.
Hold it. Enough for an Enchant Totem there.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
He's happy enough and looking to get this Rax here with the AA still dead. Tiny as well. 2 key heroes if you want to defend. Looks like IG are just going to have to give up this full mid lane of Rax.
Flyfly's not even coming. He's farming the enemy jungle right now, and Tims is actually, it looks like, hunting for him. Oh no, maybe securing bounty runes.
They just grabbed the range Rax. They respect the respawn timers of IG. They know that they can take these shrines.
And they haven't seen the Void farming, I don't think. Yeah. He was in the jungle, so no Radiant Wards over there.
This is the new and disciplined TNC. It's something that we started seeing a lot more of when Heen joined the team as their coach, and now that March has joined their squad post-TI, there's been a lot more calm composure, way fewer throw-in games in the late game. TNC just making these very calculated calls.
IG on the back foot. I can't say I recall seeing them win a game where they're really far behind, Gods. Like, all of their wins to me have been primarily with them winning early and just snowballing. Yeah, there was the one crazy comeback against Beast Coast, but that's about it.
That's true.
And that was not a game they should have won. So
yeah, they like doing well early and snowballing from there.
Gabby, he's hopping around. He's going to commit the BKB here. Goes rushing in and just deletes Ollie. Now they're going to find more. It's morphin' time, baby. Tiny can't stand against this. Dagon from Armel will secure it. And the route is on, and it's straight back to the mid lane now. Hunting
Void
for more. A follow-up fissure. They're going to destroy the Void. That's 3 dead.
BKB
no
too.
buybacks. IG, they're coming for your base. Top lane, there's no tier 2. They might just throw it. No, they're hopping to top. They're looking for more.
See a kill.
Gabby's here. JT tries to run, tries to hide, but there is no escape from the Waterman. He is big. He is strong, and he is coming for your base.
GG.
IG, that's
It's
it.
over.
Morph Shaker is back. It was a very short hiatus, about a day, but TNC have pulled it back from the grave.
Yeah, the pick-off potential when you can just fly across the map with that Axe Totem and then you have the waveform on top of it. You can't get away from this guy. Void dies without buyback and the game just ended. It feels like IG played this one a little bit too passively. We didn't see perhaps Flyfly using that Chronosphere as actively enough to really make a difference, and very convincing, easy win for TNC, it feels like.
Rocking and rolling in Chengdu. IG might have a hometown crowd, but TNC seem very comfortable, gods.
Nothing like a good old Morphling to quiet down the crowd.
Yeah, you know, seeing that hero win is not like gonna get a thunderous applause going. Not yet. Not winning that way.
It wasn't the flashiest of games for TNC. It was like, let's just chill. IG's not making plays. We're winning the lanes, and that's how we've seen Morph Shaker lose. You beat him in the lanes. It's a very weak laning hero. But this AA Lion Lich tri-lane, I don't know. I'm not sold on how it worked together, particularly because the Lich had to ditch the lane so early. If they had that tri-lane and they had a better 1v1 matchup, the Void was just losing his lane. Void needed help. And without a Void having a good game, they were never going to win. So they had to secure his lane, and that meant the tri-lane fell apart. Gabby free-farmed. Things went south very quickly.
The other big twist here was KP having such a good start. Was the other side of that coin. Even though the Lich went top, he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
KP still took the tower. They ended up coming with the puck and getting those early kills. The shot calling from TNC here was very crisp down the stretch.
Yeah, and then Armel, 8-2 and 11, 19 of the 23 kills. His puck, it went off. He had like maybe one death that was a bit silly, but he had a hell of a game. Really stand-up playmaking performance from him.
Yeah, there was a Lion, but how often is Lion actually going to be catching you when Kaka has a bad start? The blink wasn't that early, and by that point, you know, they had the Glimmer Cape up on the Disruptor, and Lion just wasn't really able to shut him down.
Yep. TNC, going to feel good about that. That's a good confidence booster, and now suddenly questions up to IG. What do you do to change this? Because Morph is still very, very good when paired with the old Shaker.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, TNC, they draw first blood here. They're looking for a rematch with VG Gaming. Can IG force it to a Game 3, or is it going to be a clean 2-0 sweep? We'll find out, but first, the panel's got to break it down.
Thank you. Indeed, it turns out 4 times is the charm, right, Tsunami?
I knew it.
You
I
knew it.
I had faith the entire
You
time.
had
Never
faith.
doubted it for a
Didn't
second.
question a single moment of that game. I saw the draft. I saw the first 2 picks. I thought, what could possibly go wrong? There's no way you could lose 12 lanes in a row with this combination. And they didn't.
They did not.
They only lost 10 of them.
Yeah, they definitely impressed. Armel, for me, for sure, was the most impressive one. I think Parker was the one saying it at the end there. He played phenomenal. He got the solo kill on Emo in the lane, too, which is going to dictate a lot of the pace of the game, and it allowed him to really accelerate forward. And it really did accelerate quite quickly. I think when was the Aghanim picked up? It's probably right at that little turn right there, right?
A little turn. It's just a little turn.
Little
that's all I'm
turn.
saying.
Yep, there it is.
Part of it was March also sacrificing himself for the levels. He knew his job was just to max out Enchant Totem.
Yeah.
So it looked like he had some questionable deaths, but ultimately it was all for the greater good of Gabby's Morphling.
Yeah, he didn't have to. March just had 4,000 hero damage. You know, he just got to chill back. You know, die in some lanes, get your levels, and you know, just make sure Gabby has a good game.
He took it away from KP. KP was like, I'm the space creator around here. He was like, no, not this time. This time I actually want you to win your lane and be relevant in the mid game.
And he did.
He was.
He did
And
very good.
We started, or rather we ended the draft, started the game saying that it was going to be about tempo, and we were thinking that the AA and the Tiny could do maybe the same thing as what we saw Beast Ghost do with it. We thought maybe they could be that disruptive force and clear out the Morph time and time again, is what we saw happening to IG for Beast Ghost. Why didn't that ever work? Why didn't that get off the ground?
Emo was slowed down, right? He got killed in the lane. I think he's like the biggest playmaker in the game here, and they also ran an aggro tri-lane.
Yeah, I think that was
it didn't really work the best, and they broke it almost immediately, but by the time they broke it, Abaddon was already kind of happy, right? KP was almost like level 3 or something like that. He's gotten a good amount of net worth, too, so they couldn't actually bully him. Yeah, I was a bit confused why they started the aggro tri-lane, but I guess they were just like, we have 3 squishies. We don't know who to put as the frontline hero in the dual lane. Yeah, it was a bit weird, and it just didn't end up working out.
I think the Ancient Apparition pick overall was unnecessary, I suppose. I think between the Lion and the Lich, you have enough laning dominance with those 2 heroes that you don't need to worry about hard countering the Morphling whenever, I guess, the mid-game fights come online. But I guess they wanted something to be able to play with a Tiny in the mid-game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then just like have a very farmed Lion with a Blink Finger and a farmed Tiny, you should be able to do something. Because all the Morph Shaker games that we saw lose, they lost all 3 lanes on a team that had the Morph Shaker.
Yeah.
And here they only lost 1 lane technically, but it was aggressive tri-lane, so you were expected to lose that. Mid lane did great for Armel, off lane did great for KP, and it didn't really matter what happened to Gabby's lane at that point.
So would you say the game was already quote-unquote over by the time the lanes were done. Like, it should have already gone different for IG to even have a shot at this game.
Yeah, because all the other Morph Shaker games also had, like, a 7K net worth advantage at, like, 5 minutes into the game or something like that. So any game that I haven't seen Morph Shaker fall behind within the first 5 minutes is what everyone expects, is that they'll just ultimately take over the mid to late game without any hope.
So was it then not Morph Shaker winning, but rather IG just playing the matchup badly?
Yeah, but there also are not very many hero combinations that can, like, close a game that quickly with that amount of farm on one hero.
Yeah. Yeah, Armel for sure, though, with that MVP. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like... I like the AA when Whisper was playing it and all that, and I can understand the whole concept, but just give JT a JT hero.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the guy's so good. He's been so impressive the whole tournament. This one, they tried something. It didn't work. They're probably going to switch it, or they're just going to ban out either the Shaker or the Morphling. They learned, at least.
Anytime we see him on a non-J, like his Magnus is also, we'll always be like, this is not going to be IG's path to success. So just let JT play his Kunkka, his Axes, his Centaurs, anything that has playmaking potential with just him.
Yeah.
And
He
I'll
needs
be
to be the one
satisfied.
setting the tempo.
Right, exactly.
I guess they kind of relied on Kaka this time to do that on this
They-
line.
Just because of how badly it went for Emo, I feel like, because they didn't get that like great start as the Tiny. I feel like if you get a good start as Tiny and you get rune control, you can obviously just like run from lane to lane, but that was not the case this game. Armel killed him. They had rune control as well, and I feel like, if you have rune control versus Tiny and it's a mid Tiny, that's usually when you're going to do really well versus him, and I think they got all the early runes. So.
Yeah.
I did like Kaka's Lion, by the way. I think
He did well.
Sure.
IG has been doing real well, get into the top 3 here, and we've given a lot of praise to mostly JT and Emo, and yesterday, of course, Fly stepping up as well. But Kaka kind of flying under the radar, also because he's no longer the playmaker. JT now is nothing specifically against him, but this game he did have the chance to step it up. And he did.
On a non-Lina hero also.
On
for
a non-Lina
once.
hero.
Kind of Lina anyway, right?
Yeah,
Lion,
that's
Lina,
true.
they can. One's not a hex, it's not an instant disable, but they both have stuns and they have long. Yeah.
Would you have gone Shadowblade Line is the question.
People used to actually. For
Really?
some time, yeah.
Oh,
like
man.
very rare, like just for split pushing things. Just
Oh,
in very
okay.
split pushy games. If you have global heroes like AA or
Yeah, that's
Zeus or
true.
Invoker or something,
I
that
can
people
see
used
that.
to do that. But
Was this game any indication of the rest of the series, though?
Yeah, well, Lyrical said it, I think, backstage. Where this is like the ultimate flex opening where it's just like, you're not Vici Gaming. You can't beat our Morph Shaker. Who do you think you are?
yeah, it's true.
So it may be TNC just asserting dominance in a game 1 situation, and win or lose, they were both satisfied at the fact that they could just put that into IG's head, being like, you're not grand final material, dude. You're a minor winner. Get out of my tournament.
I mean, that is really true. There is a lot of the teams do like doing that, right? When you have a BO3, you might as well try something out that you know is you've tested a million times and it's worked. Sure, it didn't work a couple times earlier in the past and whatever, but for the most part, it has worked for them. So yeah, you've got a game of leeway, and now it's even better because now you put the pressure on. Now IG has that in their head, and they're like, shit, we might actually just have to ban Morphin or Shaker instead of just giving it to them and playing against it. You might actually just have to switch up your style.
The mental battle is already halfway won in that case. We're going to find out what's going to happen in game number 2, though. It will happen after this break.